I'm early. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Drink it if you got it. And the reason I'm early is because in 1 minute and 5 seconds, Elon Musk is going to launch, hopefully, this Starship thing. And I didn't want to miss it. So I'm sitting out here, and I've got my TV remote, and I'm going to turn on the audio, and we've got 45 seconds, and I don't know if it's going to go off or not, but I'm going to share it with you and let you see it with me, because I didn't want to miss it. Go figure. Go figure that I got to have competition.
Underneath the launch pad, you'll see some mist sort of start to go off, trying to control that environment.
So let's just watch this thing and see what happens.
Watch what will appear any second now. Yep. In a huge.
It says I'm live, although I don't see it. I don't see it on my.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
Ignition.
Oh, look at that. It's going. Look at that. It's going. Oh my God, look at that. Holy cow. I didn't want to compete with that. This is a once in a lifetime thing. This is absolutely a once in a lifetime event. And they're going to try to catch the actual booster in those two arms. So we'll have to put the carnivore talk off for a little while we watch this thing happen. And I'm glad that I got to share it with you. Look at that, look at that. Unbelievable. All the rockets are firing. There's no black spots in there. Wow. Unbelievable. You know, we're capable as a species of doing so many amazing things like this. And yet we can't even figure out how to eat without killing ourselves. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I hope you're all enjoying this. I only got 26 people here, it says. So I guess everybody's watching this launch. And I don't blame them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the rest of them join us. If not, we'll have a scrub on my morning live stream.
Absolutely stunning. 2 minutes into flight. Continuing to go downrange. Now remember, the show's not over. It is possible that more than half of this rocket will come back towards the launch pad.
Enjoy it, my friends. Oh, we got 44 people in here now. Okay, well, people are jumping in, and I know this ain't the greatest way to watch a launch, but I didn't want to miss this. We've been looking forward to this. I've been following Elon Musk and the Starship program for years. And this is pretty much the culmination. Let me let you listen to it.
There's two things on your screen. There, the booster has turned around and it's lit its engines again. It's coming back home.
Okay. This is the big deal right here.
The moment where they make the first call. Are they going for a catch? They're looking at everything. The booster looks to me like it's coming this way. Yeah. I see. That looks healthy to me. Nice even spread. The plume expansion there around the back of the booster on the right-hand side. That pin in the middle of the right-hand side. That is what they're supposed to catch it with.
You can see the booster on the outside.
Look at that. Also, mentioning a ship here, 6 healthy engines. Ah, the ship's going downrange. Good job, ship. It's fine. Go to your thing, ship. We want to see the booster.
Look at that.
It looks golden.
Shut down. running on 3 engines, and that's the end of the boost
Wow.
End of boost back run, and now we are waiting for the go for catch.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Because now they are not targeting chopsticks.
You guys all hopefully pardon me if I don't narrate this for you. I do want to watch this.
Confirmation that they are go
I
for
think
the
maybe
booster
if I
catch
turn the
is coming
TV a little
home.
bit towards the camera, I can
This is
negate
what's gonna happen.
I can negate some of
Oh my god.
We're just laser
some of
focused on
those
it was a planning thing.
those
All the
reflections.
Follow the booster.
Hi, everybody.
Keep your eye on the booster. The ship will be fine. It'll do its thing.
Watch the ship later.
That's better. I think that might be a
Look
little
at
better.
that.
Yeah, there we go.
Beautiful.
These fish are gorgeous. Like that linting from the booster with this illumination.
Well, this is a show that I never intended to happen, but this is going to be amazing.
Whose camera this is?
This is going to be amazing.
But the adrenaline flowing through the veins of the person with.
I'm going to
hands on
light
this
up my
camera
cigar
right now.
while this happens. This is like having a baby.
Look at this.
If
Now
this
remember-
succeeds,
Yeah, if it
it's gonna
succeeds,
be
go out.
amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Like such a huge vehicle coming back down.
Remember, if you're out there somewhere local,
You can see the hot
sonic
staging
boom.
ring.
You can see the hot. Is that the hot staging ring?
Yeah, that is the hot staging ring.
It looks like a
And that
little
hot staging
boom.
ring can come as close as 1 kilometer to the shore.
Wow.
Because it's basically a giant parachute, right?
Yeah, it's a big spinning ring. It's not quite a frisbee. It's almost a frisbee. If you're out there, we're coming up as this gets closer to us. It's breaking the sound barrier. It's pushing this pressure
We
wave
might
in
be
front of it.
less than 2 minutes away from a catch.
Look
You
at the
might-
angle.
I hope you'll pardon me if I don't
The
talk, huh?
sonic booms. Don't forget about the sonic booms. Don't be surprised by the. Well, be surprised by the sonic booms. Look at the angle. You're in the hot staging ring is in frame. Look at how.
Yeah, you
look
can
how
see
it's basically
the
horizontal.
Yeah, you can see the drifting, how the booster is sort of like gliding towards the launch site, while the hot staging is just, that drift.
Well, I got
is going back
68
down.
people, it appears, have joined me for this little
Look at
adventure.
that.
Look
Look
at
at
that.
the entry heating.
That's
Look
ridiculous!
at that.
See, we're coming
A
up.
little bit of a.
Very
That's a
shortly.
fluke. There it is at the bottom.
Oh my god, look at the angle!
Wow.
Watch for the eruptors. We want 13 healthy engines.
We're coming up on that landing burn.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Super heavy, you can do it.
Look at this.
Look at the re-entry.
That's 6.5 minutes. That is moving so
Holy
fast.
cow, look at this.
Ignition.
That's the 13.
Oh my God, look at that. Holy cow. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Unfrigging believable. Unbelievable.
What? There's a fire at the bottom.
Holy cow.
On the chopsticks. Look, that side is not resting on the grid fins. And the other thing's
I don't know about you, but my heart's beating about 100 beats a minute right now. I cannot believe that.
How did this just happen? No way! You gotta be kidding.
Does anybody care about the actual Starship rocket itself? It's out there going.
Is this for real?
Oh my God.
Okay, here's another angle. This is gonna be from the southern side.
It's a big angle.
Hey. Look at that. There's
Holy
a close-up of the fire.
cow.
Alright. It's not. Alex, that looks like it's from the cutie area.
Yeah. And I sort of expected something like this. It is the first
Uh-huh.
attempts tend
Look,
to be
not
a
on the
little more
grid fin
fiery.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, it's straight. It's actually on the landing pins.
Wow.
That. So this would be a little bit of a methane leak coming out. Those are the connections where they filled the ship, right? They put the.
All right, guys. We got to see it together. Holy cow. Let me bring you back around here to me. Well, oh, as usual, my timing is perfect. Perfect. Okay. Good to see you all. Welcome. Welcome. That was that was exciting. I still got the TV on, and I'll keep an eye on it. But you know what? Drink it if you got it, and if it's got anything a little stronger in it than just coffee, so be it. That was amazing, amazing, and I'm looking at some of your comments here, and it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, Texas Tom. There it is. Texas Tom gifted five memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And just wanted to acknowledge that. And I don't know who got those memberships, but it'll be a surprise, and we'll see. And why can't I get it off the screen now? Oh, my tablet is there we go. Okay, super. Things are really dragging on my tablet for some reason. I hope the stream is coming out. Yeah, it seems to be. All right, good. So let me start saying hi to some people that are here. Welcome, 92 people in spite of this launch. And it looks like that little fire they had down at the bottom is almost completely out. What are the odds? What are the odds that they could pull that off? What are the odds? That thing is the size of a mid-size apartment building, and it just came back from space. Think about this. It came back from space, managed to find the exact position and altitude between two arms. It sat there motionless in the right position while the arms closed in exactly where the little points were that the booster rested on. And the first time that was ever tried in the history of the world, it worked. Wow. You can count on seeing the replay of that everywhere all day. Oh, it says here who got the memberships. Okay, great. Nancy Wall was gifted a membership. Abiding Eve, Denise Canterbury, 804 Marty, and Rosie. Don't recognize any of those names. So thank you, Tom. And Texas Tom said afterwards, welcome one and all to the Old Guy Carnivore YouTube channel that is my personal source of most of my straight talk about carnivore lifestyle, community, and the carnivore way of eating. Wow. Tom, thank you. To everyone watching, new or old, welcome from West Texas, and I sincerely hope you enjoy Old Guy Carnivore's YouTube channel and all of his videos as much as I do. Tom, thank you so much. Thank you so much. One would think I'm actually paying you. Warms my heart. Thanks so much. And many of you may notice that I have an addition to my outdoor scene here. It's this beautiful, phony, sun-faded, probably almost 20-year-old bird of paradise plant. And I think that it makes a nice addition to the tropical feel that I'm trying to portray here in Florida. I mean, there you go. I think it worked out pretty good. So that's Tom. Thank you. And Terry says it's 3:30 a.m. and I see I've got 2 hours to go. Oh, some people really chimed in early. My Food Addiction is here. Boyd Lamb is here. Scooby the Dog is here. Hi, Ellen. How you doing? How was? Be interested to talk to you. I hope you, on Thursday night on our private live stream, you come in and I want to hear all about your adventure up there with Curry. I'm sure we'll hear about that. I'm sure you'll chat about it. Everybody's saying hi to everybody else. United Carnivores here. Michael Seeley from Tampa. How you doing? I am reading these chats off my cell phone. It's much more convenient than me trying to read them up here on the tablet. United Carnivores talking about our meetup. Meetup October 25th at 11:30, Estampa Gaucha, Melbourne, Florida, with Old Guy Carnivore. Dr. Robert Kiltz will be there, he says. Nelson Vasquez is going to be there. Oh, great. All are welcome. Mark your calendar. Let me know. I did get an RSVP from Jerry Vodstush. Thank you, Jerry. Look forward to meeting you. oldguycarnivore@gmail.com. Old Guy Carnivore. I'll be talking a lot more about that. I'll be putting up directions and everything. Thanks again to Michael Seeley for playing cattle rustler in this thing and rounding up some of these people to come. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's coming up in less than 2 weeks. It's at the Melbourne Square Mall. If I'll be putting up maps and everything else. But if you're within an hour or two driving distance of here, come on over. Have lunch with us. Get to meet so many of these great people. Even if you have to put up with me in person for a little while. There's always a sacrifice involved. And Lori Weitzel is here, says good morning. There he is. Yes, here I am. And unbelievable. And when this is all over, I am going to watch the replays of this. I got to see this again. But it was really, really cool. Really cool to be able to share it with you. I hope that you realize that my excitement in this and my awe was absolutely genuine. And to see, I'm still looking at that. I'm looking at that picture over there, and to see that thing setting up there from right where it was launched has to be one of the greatest technological feats that has been pulled off. And leave it to old Elon Musk. Leave it to old Elon Musk to do that. Unbelievable. Healthy Carnivore UK. Sarah is here. How you doing? She says, I'm a severe carb addict, 84 days clean. Thanks to Old Guy Carnivore. Well, thank you, Sarah. And I remember your name. I will not forget it now. Lori Weitzel. Good morning, Healthy Carnivore, and congrats. Great job. Ellen says, is good morning to everybody. I should not try to be in chats when driving. Yes, Ellen, don't chat while driving. It's not a safe thing to do. You do it a lot, though. Don't make me scold you, Ellen. We don't want to lose you or see you get injured, and God forbid you end up in a hospital where they try to kill you or poison you with the food they feed you. Oh, man. Sandy Blythe is here. How you doing, Sandy? Good to see you. Mara Jade, greetings from England. Richard CDL driver's here. Good morning. All the usual suspects are here. And Ellen is talking about her little adventure out at Curry's I'm fascinated to hear about that. And Mara Jade says, hello everyone. Felix, great, we are flying. Yes, that was. Oh, now they're actually starting to talk about the actual rocket itself. Oh no, now we're back to that. They had showed a picture because with all of this excitement about the booster landing, there still is the actual Starship up there that's going to do almost a full orbit, land in the Indian Ocean, and it's important, although dwarfed by the actual feat of catching that booster. Which I got to tell you, I had my doubts about. I had visions, well, I won't even say, but unbelievable. I'm still dumbfounded by that. Lori Weitzel says, well, this is cool. Yeah, this is something you don't see every day, that's for sure. My food addiction came up with a emoji of a little rocket ship. How cool is that? So did Mara Jade, found a little rocket ship emoji. That's cool. Lumpy Dog says, we've got no electrical power this morning. Wifey is not happy. I can imagine. Yes, Boyd Lamb is here. How you doing, Boyd? Needs to get me a Starlink Mini. I'm curious to see how well those things are actually going to work and whether they might even have enough upload speed for me to actually do a live stream on, because God, I mean, even if I had to pay twice as much for the service just to be able to get rid of dealing with Spectrum, I have a hard time not saying, whenever I say that, I have to think twice before I let the word Spectrum out, because that's not my nickname for them. My nickname for them rhymes with Spectrum and refers to a part of the human anatomy without being vulgar. I'll leave it at that. Jen S. is here. Good morning. Glazed Ham is here. Loving it. We're capable of doing a lot of destructive things. Father of United Carnivore. Michael Seeley Sr. is here. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Watching the launch from my window, however, it is somewhat cloudy, so momentarily. Well, you can't watch this launch from your window because it happened in Texas, Mike. That'd be a long way to look. However, we do watch launches from the Cape here. And Felix is watching from Denmark. Boyd Lamb says Tucker's recent interview of Elon was scary. Well, sometimes the truth is scary. Mara Jade is here. Good morning. Unretired Carnivore's here. Good morning. Felix thanked me. What a treat, he said. Jerry Vodstush. Hiya, Jerry. Got your RSVP for our meetup. I see when I lower my head down, it kind of goes dark. There you go. I guess I would think that the light reflecting off of my head would, well, maybe that makes the camera think it's brighter than it is and it stops it down. I'm going to try to figure out a way to stop that from happening, because I do like using the tablet for these things. And I don't have myself in the center. I have myself off to the side to add a little bit of what they call thirds. You're not really supposed to, in a picture or a movie, you're not supposed to put the subject in the center of the screen, which is something I usually do. You're supposed to imagine there's lines, and they call that the rule of thirds. So now I'm over on the left third, and the plant is on the right. I hope that is a pleasing picture for you. Everybody's saying hi. Gordon Barlow says hi from the United Kingdom, and Ted and Cindy T say good morning. How you doing? Ellen says, I can watch the launch. We'll chat. Wow. Look at what we're doing now. Now we're actually looking at the Starship itself. And I guess that's one of the, what you're looking at there is the fact that in the last test, the heat shielding, they had damage and things melting right there where the actual fins hinged. So I think they have 4 different cameras on this one to pay attention to it. And I'm interested in that, but I can watch the replay. I'm going to pay attention to my friends here more than that. Everybody's expressing their opinion. Lori Weitzel, I feel like I'm intruding suddenly, she says. Josephine C. is here. How you doing, Josephine? Good to see you. She's singing. Lewis L. is here. Says, hey. Ted and Cindy T. says, my husband turned the launch on in the bedroom around 6. Yeah, it's a nice thing to wake up to, I think, isn't it? Maybe if I look in front of me, I won't go dark. Gordon Barlow, hi to you all. Tammy's here. Good morning. Good morning, Tammy. Good to see you. Ellen says, I'm in heaven. I'll man the chat. I don't care about the rocket. That's cool. That's cool. And Felix, we have somebody named Leo Avraham. Welcome. If it was a steak, I would catch it. Twin Brook Acres is here. Welcome. And Matthew Tremblay is here. Hi, Matthew. How you doing? He says, pretty amazing. Moorhen, good morning. How are you over there across the pond? Good to see you. Lori Weitzel says, that's my next purchase from Amazon. I can't afford that. I can't afford the fuel that it costs to run that for 1 second. Twin Brook Acre says, is this a Musk rocket? Of course. Who else could pull off something like that but SpaceX? Felix says, perhaps it's fake. Nah, not fake. Not fake. He says, I saw a monkey play guitar yesterday. Well, it's possible. Maybe a monkey could play the guitar. Why not? I saw a video of a dog singing the other day. Charger Mopar, Rick, how you doing? Us Floridians who survived the hurricane. Yes, we did. And Texas Tom says, that was awesome. Thank you for delaying the live stream for this. I thought I better start the live stream early. I was ready to go. I just pushed the go live button because the countdown had gotten to a minute. And it was 5 minutes still. And I can start these things early. I'm set up and ready. I just have to push the go live. So I thought, well, I'm just going to start it so I don't have to worry about the live stream starting, and let me watch this launch. I've been waiting for years for this one day, and what a perfect day they had for it. I mean, the weather was perfect there in Texas. Everything worked out great. Now, if the rest of the test goes as planned, with this thing doing a splashdown somewhere in the Indian Ocean, exactly where they want it to, with no damage, unburned up, this will be a banner day for Elon and SpaceX, and nobody could be happier for him than me. That's for sure. That's for sure. Myra Jade says hello. Casey Drebin is here from the Philippines. Hiya, Casey. How you doing? Food Addiction got his coffee, and I got mine. So as not to neglect it. It is getting a little cold, but that's okay. It still tastes good. Who else haven't I said hi to? Peter is here. Hello, Peter. How you doing? I don't know which Peter this is. It's not Papa Carnivore because it just says Peter. Polish Mike is here. Good to see you, Mike. How are you this morning? Nikki W is here. Good morning, everyone. Scooby the dog. Where are you from, my food addiction? From the UK. I think. Maybe not, but I think the UK. Twinbrook Acres. Rose Borgman is here from New York City. How you doing? How you doing? That's how they talk in New York. They go, how you doing? Forget about it. Mark C is here. Hey, Mark. How the hell are you, man? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Grandma Prepper checking in. Good morning, everyone. Got a few minutes before town. Got to run. Well, I guess you've missed me welcoming you, but my food addiction likes my beautiful phony plant. Yes, I like phony plants. They need no care. You dust them once in a while. Excuse me, honey, I have to go dust the plants. That's it. And that doesn't happen very often either. And I have, as a bachelor, this is a funny story about where all these plants came from. I've had these plants since 2004, when I separated from my last wife and moved out. And I moved out into a house that I had rented. It had nothing in it. I left everything when I left. The house, the furniture. At that point, virtually everything. And I got to an empty house. And I got to tell you, that's a horrible feeling. It's just an awful feeling when you have to walk away from everything that you've built over the past 20 years. Just walk away from it. I did have my business. I had an office to go to. But I had this big empty house without a stick of furniture, and I had to start from nothing, and I felt so displaced and depressed that it became a priority for me to try to make that place livable in a day or two. And I went on a spree. I was buying used furniture from classified ads. I went out and bought first thing I went out and I bought a mattress, and I had to actually have that mattress strapped to the top of my SUV. And then I called a friend and he helped me carry it in my house and set it on the floor in the bedroom. So that's what I had. The first night I was there, I had a mattress and a box spring on the floor. The next day I went nuts. And I went to this place that sells pretty much decorative junk, vases. And if you've seen me walking through my house, you see all these really pretty decorative vases. Well, I filled up my entire SUV, and I had an Excursion at the time, which was a big truck. I filled it completely up with decorative stuff. I bought a used bedroom set, which I still have today, with that big 4-poster bed. I bought my dining room set, which I still have today, for $200 out of a newspaper classified ad. And I went shopping at a place that sold phony plants, and I must have bought 15 trees and bushes and all of those things. And I still have most of those things today. And they're ratty, but they're still decorative and make me feel like I'm living in a place that's actually decorated. So this is one of them, and it's been with me since 2004. It's been with me since 2004. That was my daughter calling me, which is the only phone call that'll actually get through. And I'll have to call her back when I'm done. Let me, if you don't mind, let me take a second and text her and say, I'm doing a live stream now. And we'll talk to her later. Okay. And let's go back to where I was. Okay. I have my phone set on silent, but there are people who I've whitelisted, whether I'm sleeping or anything. If my kids call, I want to know about it. So that happened. Where was I in the chat? I was, now that I'm back, it put me down to the bottom of the chat. So I'll go back a ways and see if anybody is here. Meet Bethy Med. Bring back the chats about mental health and how sugar brains are becoming more prevalent and mental diseases skyrocketing. You are saving our society one person at a time. Thank you. Yes, we're going to talk more about that. And that came up. That came up in that Casey and Kaylee Means discussion with Joe Rogan. And I made a video, just a short little video right before this that I'm going to put out this afternoon talking about that. So I'll leave that subject for that video. But yes, it is, I think almost at the root of this problem is when people are going nuts, going crazy, losing their minds, not thinking clearly. Even if you focus on the problem, how are they going to understand? How are they going to understand? So it's a self-perpetuating thing. The dumber we get, the more susceptible we get to the addictions and the propaganda, because we're not thinking clearly. Anyway, I'll save my final opinions on where all this is heading and watch my video this afternoon. It's a short one, but I think that I'm on track with it. Still trying to say hello to people that I haven't seen. Valerie Thompson, Internet Opinion. SpaceX has a YouTube page where they live broadcast the launch. Yeah, everybody and their brother. But the best ones these days are not SpaceX to watch these things, because they only come on for a minute or two, broadcast the thing, and then go away. They kind of are in, I don't want to say cahoots, but they support this NSF website where when SpaceX might have 10,000 viewers live, these other guys have hundreds of thousands, and they do all the commentary, and that's the people that I was tuned into, and I get them in my feed now because I've seen them before. We have LAT is here. How you doing, LAT? Ricky Lee, if I said hi from you. LAT is from Wales. Good to see you. Meathead is here. Hey, Meathead, I'm 4 months into carnivore. Good to see you. Ribeye Ranger is here. And Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee. Hello, Richard. How you doing? Now, I may have missed some people. Casey Drebin, Springbulb, watching from London. Good to see you. Marvin Malley. Wow, a lot of people here. 154 people this morning. Holy cow. Ricky Lee. It's like iRobot movie. Carnivore Stork. Boy, all these people I've never heard of. My food addictive struggle is real. Yes, it is. Lori Weitzel. Pretty soon I'll get back to where I've said hello to everybody. Glenn is here. Hi, Glenn. Good to see you. Nick Sheeson. Nikki W. If I repeated your name, hello twice. I'll get back to a place where I think I left off. A lot of chatting. At any rate, let me go. I think I said hi to everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm glad you joined in this morning. It's Sunday morning, kind of sleep in. It's a little gray here. It was sunnier earlier, but it's kind of got a little gray. It is Sunday morning. My daughter just called me. I can't imagine she was calling about anything important. I think she texted me back a thumbs up. I'm sure she was just calling to see how I am, which is very nice. But, I work, for those of you that don't know, there's no way I can actually make a living on YouTube. I try, but it's just not set up for an old guy like me to actually make a living. You guys are generous. You join the private community. You do support me. I have a buy me a coffee thing that if you think I've helped you at all or done something and you want to show your appreciation beyond just saying thank you, it's not necessary, but if you feel the need to say thank you, Mitch, and you do, you go to the buy me a coffee link. It's in the description of all my videos or on my website, and it lets you, $5, $10, and I've had people buy 3 coffees, 5 coffees, and I really appreciate it. But that's sporadic at best. I just looked, the last time somebody bought me a $5 coffee was 7 days ago. That's not something you can count on, and I don't count on it. So, and I have my Amazon links that when something comes up, people have a little spurt on that. But even that is, I can't make a living. The YouTube ad revenue, I try not to turn on the mid-roll ads because that's the only way that might even get to the point where I can. So I have to work. Besides doing YouTube, if I'm going to live, I have to work. And I work with my daughter. And my daughter owns a public relations company in Tampa that pretty much specializes in, and I don't know how she ever got into this field, but in utility companies, water districts in the different counties and states. Probably from her background as 5 years as the public information officer for the county in which she lives. And our clients are big utilities and water companies. And the public relations aspect of getting their messaging out to their customers and to the public in general, especially when it comes to conservation, watering restrictions, water outages, things like that. And I work with her, and because I'm pretty knowledgeable in internet stuff and especially website design, and I work and administer a number of websites that I designed for these big utility companies. And that the amount of work I do makes me enough to survive. And this YouTube thing is, I guess you can call it a side gig, but I end up working 2 jobs. I work every day, all day, doing both jobs, and I manage to eke out enough to support me to supplement my Social Security. That's the truth of it. None of us are getting rich, but I'm at least earning enough money to have what I need and have a decent life. And any help that I get from you guys, it's greatly appreciated, but I don't demand it. And if you can't afford to throw me a coffee now and then, Don't. I don't want you to. I lived for years after my business failed. I lived for years counting my pennies every day. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. Don't sacrifice anything. That's not what I want. But if you're the kind of person that throws a $5 tip to the guy who brings you your car, then I don't feel bad if you throw me one. That's all. And I find that if I don't talk about this every once in a while, everybody just forgets about it, and I end up getting nothing. And I could even survive with that. I'm not going to give this up. This is more important to me than money. We all need money. We all need to make a living. But that's not the issue here. The issue is if we keep going like we're going, we are heading towards the extinction of humanity. Just so some sociopaths who happen to run the drug companies and the food companies and have positions in the government can keep the money flowing. They're going to be very, very surprised to wake up and find one day that all their customers are dead because the human race has gone extinct. And if they manage to stay alive because they don't buy into their own bullshit and propaganda, they're going to find it's a very lonely existence because they won't be able to get their steaks and lobster anymore, while the rest of us have killed ourselves with poisonous, cheap, chemical-laden crap that they've put in fancy boxes and made so addictive we can't stop eating it. That, unfortunately, is a sad truth. I can't help but start to rant when I even talk about it. And I'm going to keep talking about it, even though I know I'm preaching to the choir. Even though I know. Watch my video about the Casey and Kaylee Means interview that I'm going to put out this afternoon. And you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Take a breath, Mitch. Take a deep breath. Sip of coffee. I am right here where I live on the approach path to Melbourne Airport, so I will let the airplane go by and stop making noise. All right, I'm down at the bottom of the chat now. Let's go back a little ways. I want to talk to you. I have 148 people. Thank you so much for coming in. If you keep enjoying these live chats, I'll keep doing them. I'll keep honest. I would rather do this than sit out here and just talk at a camera. I really enjoy a conversation much more than I enjoy giving a speech. Tammy Petard says it's gray here in New York City. The antique action figures here. How you doing? Easy like Sunday morning. Lori Weitzel, no doubt my addiction. It's so depressing when addiction takes hold. Yeah. And I'm not the only one talking about addiction, but not enough people talk about it. But they do talk about how the scientists, when they left the tobacco companies, something I've been talking about for a long time, I'm finally starting to hear it come out of somebody else's mouth, telling the story of what happened when Big Tobacco took over the food business and sent all their scientists to work for the food companies to figure out ways to make food cheaper and more addictive. And they have accomplished that mission, and we, as a human race, can't stop eating this stuff. They talked about how fructose not only doesn't satiate, turns off satiety completely, and causes gorging. And they talk about the evolutionary pressures that caused that. I'm not crazy. I've been talking about this stuff that sounds like conspiracy theory for a year. I discovered these things years and years ago through my own curiosity and research. Why we get addicted. What happens in our brain when we get addicted. Why we can't fight the addiction. Why we have no willpower. I know all this stuff. It's very hard to explain. I keep trying. Because until I understood what was going on, why I was weak, why it was so easy for me to talk myself into just one more time, I'll start the diet again on Monday, and always failed. Until I understood the why. And in recognizing and understanding the why, I could recognize the actions I was taking as they were happening and saying, uh-oh, stop, Mitch. You're doing it to yourself again. Stop now. Do this other thing instead, and you won't eat the crap. And it took me 75 years of life to finally learn the art of intercepting and intervening when nature was taking over so that it could feed my addictions against my conscious wishes, but it knew how to make me helpless to fight it. And that's why we're all suffering right now. We're all suffering because we're all addicts. We can talk about how to make keto blueberry muffins. That is not solving anybody's problem. Honest to God. Until, and this sounds tough, but this is the truth, until every one of us who is having weight problems, is having metabolic problems, is a diabetic or a pre-diabetic, is suffering from autoimmune diseases, is a victim of all of these chronic diseases that we have, whose memories are failing, brain fog. Virtually every one of those conditions are not diseases. They are the result of slow poisoning. And it all comes from the fact that we are addicted to this crap and can't stop, and they have won. And I would say that at the very least, 80% of us are stone hard carbohydrate addicts. 75, 80%. There are 10% of us that are not carbohydrate addicts at all. For some reason, just like I'm not an alcoholic. Some people just, for one reason or another, don't have the tendency towards that particular addiction. Now, interestingly enough, I think that of the 10, maybe tops 15% of people that are only mild addicts or not an addict, they're probably addicted to something else, but not carbohydrates. Maybe they're alcoholics. Maybe they're drug addicts and drug users, and maybe it's their drug using that screws up with the chemistry that will stimulate their appetite. I don't know, but I do know for a fact, and I can tell you just by wandering around through Sam's Club and looking in people's shopping carts, that 8 or 9 out of 10 people have shopping carts full of shit. And those pallet loads and pallet loads and pallet loads of shit that make up 80 to 90% of the so-called food in a Sam's Club that are stacked up to the ceiling. Pallet loads of Oreo cookies and Cheez-Its. Pallet loads of chips and candy are not there for no reason. They do not fill up incredibly expensive retail store space with things that don't sell. You want to know what's selling in your supermarket? Look at what they allot the most shelf space to. And it's the crap. And when I look at the meat department in Sam's Club, it looks sparse. Maybe they got a half a dozen packages of ribeyes. Big deal. A half a dozen packages of ribeyes and a metric ton of Cheerios. We're not crazy. We're not crazy. We're not conspiratorial. We're not wearing tinfoil hats. We just have our eyes opened, and we've opened our minds to understand what it is and why it is we're in this trouble. And it makes me crazy. It makes me crazy that only now are we even beginning to hear about this outside of this world of the few of us who are on YouTube. No matter how big a channel some of these guys have, they're still inconsequential in the scheme of the number of people in this country. There are over 300 and some million people in this country. I've got 158 people watching now. And so many of you are not even in this country. Am I making a dent? No, I'm not making a dent on any grand scale. Right now, we're a bunch of survivalists huddled around a campfire trying to figure out how we're going to stay alive till tomorrow. That's the equivalent of what we're doing, but we're doing it nonetheless. We're doing it nonetheless. And every time I listen to somebody on YouTube exposing the problem of the incredible amount of metabolic illness in this country, most people are metabolically ill, and what it's doing to their brains, and the amount of medicines and drugs they're on, and how they're being abused by this corrupt medical system that we have, and these corrupt universities and everybody else that supports this medical system. When I hear people talk about that, I at least can say to myself, that's not me they're talking about. I know the answer. I am metabolically healthy. I am not suffering from any chronic conditions that are caused by being not metabolically healthy. My brain is clear. My brain is sharp. My mitochondria are doing their job. I have the energy necessary to run my brain and my body. I have my food addiction, my carbohydrate addiction completely under control. I eat only meat, period, or animal products. I've limited it down right now. I don't eat cheese. I don't eat dairy. I eat no plant matter whatsoever. If I don't eat plant matter, I don't need to worry about those thousands of different chemicals and things that they're spraying on the plants. I don't need to worry about that. I know some of that is still going to get to me. It's still coming in because some of the animals that I eat may have eaten, but at that point, I'm not getting enough of it, I think, to make much of a difference in my health. I've learned how to do what I need to do to not be a member of the herd out there that's slowly poisoning themselves, and even worse, allowing their children to be poisoned. What's happening to our kids today is inexcusable. But people don't know better. And they don't know better because the people that control the messaging that most people, the news and the media, are being bought off by the people that are killing us. It is the most corrupt, despicable system that you can ever imagine. And the people at the very top of it are worse than any James Bond villain that's ever been depicted. And that, my friends, is very sad. It's very sad, but it is the truth. And we can stick our head in the sand, or we can recognize the truth. And at this point in time, the only action that we can take, that I can take, I can come on here and rant about this stuff to the same people that already have heard it, to the same people that already are doing what they can, and trying to maybe follow in my footsteps. And I can try to help if you're struggling, and I do. But about the best I can do is yell, save yourself. Save yourself. You can't even save your own kids. That's the sad thing. Unless you start right after they're born, by the time your kids are 2 years old, they are already connected to the matrix. They are already completely addicted to sugar and completely immersed in a society that runs on sugar. Their school lunches are all sugar. Their kids are all eating sugar. They see the advertisements for this crap everywhere. Every time they tune into social media, they're being brainwashed that this is the food they need to eat, the food that they're addicted to. And you think you as a parent can say to your child, don't do that? It's like telling your kid, don't drink. They're going to run off to school. The other kids are going to be drinking, and they're going to drink. Unless you can isolate them on a farm somewhere and not let them watch TV or have social media or meet other people, they're going to do what they're going to do. Ask me how I know that. Because I have children and grandchildren, and I can't influence them. All I do is annoy them if I start talking about this stuff. They know better, but have they fixed anything yet? No. So you have to just focus on yourself and hope, just hope, that at least somebody in your family, somebody that you care about, some friend that you dearly care for, will notice the improvements in you and come to this on their own. And when that happens, do whatever you can for them. But if that doesn't happen, all you're going to do is alienate them. I know, I've tried so many times. You can only help people that want help and recognize that they have a problem and have come to terms with it. That's sad, but that's what we're doing here. And that's what I'm doing here. And that's why I don't shut up about this stuff. I know it works. I've seen, and I don't even like to use the word miracles because that denotes some religious influence. There is none of that involved in what happened to me. It is pure biology and chemistry, explainable and understandable without any mysterious forces at all involved. That doesn't set well with religious people. I don't want to change your mind. Believe what you want to believe. But it works for me. It's continuing to work. I've never felt better in my life. I've never felt more clear-headed. I'm 77 and pushing 77 and a half years old. Wow, I can't believe it. It was just like 10 minutes ago I had my birthday. But that was in May. So in 2 weeks, I'll be 77 and a half years old. Imagine that. 3 weeks. And then pretty soon I'll be 80. And I hope to still be here. If there's even a here when I should turn 100 in 20 years. If we still have some semblance left of the human race. Or maybe we've awakened, realized what the problems really are, put people in power in this country that also recognize what the problems really are and don't just focus on trivial crap that they know is emotional enough to get them elected. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because in that respect, I am also probably preaching to intelligent people, which in political terms means that most of you probably think the way that I do. And you can't influence anybody else's thoughts on religion or politics either. Lori Weitzel says down here at the bottom of the chat, because I'm going to wrap this up here pretty soon, so let me peruse the last few entries in the chat. Jemet48 says, good morning, Mitch. Good morning to you. If I missed saying hi to anybody, Spring Bulb is here, I see. Valerie Thompson. Terry, good to see you. Felix, you'll be 100. I almost have no doubt I'm going to live to 100. What kind of world I'm going to have to live in, and whether I'm even going to be able to get food that's actually food anymore, depends on an awful lot of things that need to happen quickly to reverse this trend of corruption, bad science, propaganda, and brainwashing that's taken over the world and killing us all. When maybe people will stop throttling my YouTube channel because they consider my message to be a dangerous one, maybe we'll get somewhere. Maybe I'll get more than 1,000 views on a video. It's very frustrating to know that you know the truth. You know why. You're living the results of what you know. It works. You're looking around and everybody else is sick and dying. The doctor's offices are so crowded you can't get near them. The pharmacies are running out of drugs because they're prescribing so much. Everybody and their brother is jabbing Ozempic in their ass because they're fat, thinking that that's going to solve their metabolic disorder, and then they go on and continue to eat the poisons and never address that whatsoever. And you're going to screw up your digestive system most likely in the process. But can you expect any more intelligent thinking from people whose brains are rotting from lack of energy because their mitochondria aren't working like they should from being poisoned? Would you expect them to be smart and clear-headed? You can't. You can't. Scotter is here. How you doing? Yeah. Meathead says wife's on Ozempic, unfortunately. What are you going to do? They want to give it to 6-year-olds. They want us to pay. They want the taxpayers to pay for everybody's Ozempic now. That's going to be a transfer of $3 trillion a year of our taxpayer money to some company over there in the Netherlands. And that's on its way through Congress right now and likely to get passed. We have lost our collective frigging minds in this country. And they're trying to get all this shit done before the election. Wonder why. It's crazy. At any rate, I want to thank you all for coming. I don't have any music to play out. I had thought about maybe getting my little Bluetooth speaker out here and a way to play my lighter music and my exit music, and I may do that if this thing keeps working out. And so far, so good. We had a good day today. I've got 171 people here. Wow, wow, wow. This is great. This is great. I'll be back tomorrow with this. As long as you keep coming, I'll keep coming. So, because I enjoy this. This is, for me, there's no better way to start the day. Makes me happy. And I get a chance to rant a little bit. Life is good. Life is good. I want to thank everybody for being here. Excuse me while I relight my cigar. Do I have any coffee left in my coffee cup? There is still some in here. It's cold, but... And that's going to be the trend for the next 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so while I give my daughter a call, catch up on the news, maybe watch a little more of that rocket launch, see what actually happened to the rocket itself, and then get on with my day. But it is Sunday, and I don't have a lot of plans, and nothing this evening, so It's going to be a relaxing day for me, and I hope all of you have a relaxing and wonderful Sunday. Be positive. You know what to do. Two things. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat, guys. See you tomorrow.